Hey y'all, it's Paul back here with Cult in the Culture. Yep, we are talking about the cult inside the culture, okay? So let's jump into this first video, and then I'm going to be back with some cultish behaviors and also the tools for if you find yourself in this pattern. No matter if you're the runner or the chaser, I'm going to give both individuals the tools you guys need to get out that situation healthy and to fight those demons and spirits behind you that ultimately brought you guys together and is meant to destroy both of your lives or your path that you might be on, okay? We're not here to shame anybody. I'm here specifically to give God's people that's stuck in darkness, in bondage, the tools they need to come up out that thing. Come up out that thing, okay? No judgment from me because I ain't the judge. He is, okay? And that's why he needs his people to be aware of them being loved and what is okay and what is not okay. But I will not put nobody down, okay? That's not my call, okay? So let's jump right on into this first video. And I'm going to let you check out this 2 to 3 minute clip of the 12-year-old who was pregnant by a 24-year-old man. And yeah, I'll come back with ways to prevent this and to get you guys the help you guys need, okay? Love him and you.
It was a 911 call like no other. Doctors at Hillcrest Hospital in Midtown Tulsa called police after 24-year-old Juan Miranda Jara happily showed up with a 12-year-old girl he said was his girlfriend. The 12-year-old girl was in labor, ready to give birth to Miranda Jara's baby.
Apparently they all think it was just kind of fine, like nothing was wrong. And it's a very strange situation.
Tulsa police officer Danny Bean says the two walked into Hillcrest just like any other expecting couple, hoping to deliver a newborn and walk out later with their new bundle of joy. When officers showed up, Bean says, Miranda Jara proudly told the officers the 12-year-old girl was about to give birth to his baby. The two walked in thinking
like nothing was wrong. He felt like he didn't have any worries.
Despite hoping to walk out with his new baby in tow with his underage girlfriend to begin new life as a family, Tulsa police arrested Miranda Jara for first-degree rape of a minor.
It is a very complicated issue. That's why we have experts on it. I know that it's going down that avenue. It's going down every avenue. But we can even talk about and release right now about how this is going.
Miranda Jara and the girl said they'd been in a relationship together since last fall and started having sex back in October 2020. The number one question police and Fox 23 have been receiving since we broke this story is how could a man be allowed to be so intimate with such a young girl? And how could a young girl who was supposed to be in the 5th grade be allowed to carry a child to full term without police ever being called sometime in the last 9 months? Bean says Tulsa police believe this was not a case of incest, but the circumstances of how these two met and lived together are still being investigated. While police cannot say whether or not the girl and Miranda Jara's family condone the relationship, what is publicly on social media shows at least some members of Miranda Jara's family encourage them to be together and get pregnant. On Facebook, Miranda Jara, who goes by Juan Miranda, openly posted that he was in a relationship with the girl, and the two posted pictures of what appears to be a baby shower thrown for them, just like any other couple.
Now, really quick, I'm going to stop this really briefly. I'm kind of glad the officer said, he act like the man came in and act like everything was okay, because I did not tell y'all, God made me very aware that people are just unaware. Depending on where they're from, they're unaware. And yeah, you might be one, oh, no, they know what they're doing. I'm not here to judge, and I don't think you should either, because the moment you start judging is the moment you're going to find some skeletons falling out your family closet. So let's not judge people. Let's just educate people and keep the negative comments to yourself. Like your mama say, if you don't got nothing good to say, don't say it at all. I'm here to help free those who are captive in cultish-like behaviors, okay? So yeah, I just want to throw that in there. Some people are just simply unaware, and that's why they go on to continue to do these patterns, and Satan's way is to keep them stuck in darkness. Let's keep it a secret. Let's keep it like this, and then can't nobody find out, and next thing, by the time it do come out, it's chaos, and it's lust, and diseases, and pregnancy, and all type of cultish behaviors being exposed, and people going to prison, and this, that, and the other, because secret sin is some of the worst, dangerous sin you can have, because you're keeping it so secret and closeted. It's a tactic from the enemy to say, no, God is not okay with it, but he do love you, and this is your chance to get a little bit of knowledge to come about that thing before it do get like that, okay? Before you are on the news, before you are in jail, before somebody do end up pregnant, before somebody do end up with a disease, okay? So yeah, okay.
Bean says it doesn't matter if she had any support or not from friends and family. The law says the age of consent is clear, and anyone who violates that is committing rape. There are concerns that a girl that young could also have been easily manipulated by a grown man, but the answers the public want will take time to produce.
People are upset, furious. It's gross to them. It's disgusting. They want to know how something like this was able to happen, and start throwing blame. But we want to take this as any other kind of investigation. I know it's upsetting to some people for sure that we're not giving answers, or we can't give answers, but there's circumstances around that, and we understand that.
Okay, now there we go. Now that's the first little video, and so as you can see, I'm gonna talk about some prevention ways first of all, and I'm talking to people whether you might be dealing with a family member like this in close situations. Yeah, I'm gonna start cutting that grass out there right now. But no matter if you're talking to this prevention tool I'm about to give or advice I'm about to give, this is also helpful no matter if you're related to somebody or not. Okay, but hear me out and hear me clear. The first thing we have to say, you have to know your boundaries. If you know you're easily turned on, especially men, and let me tell every woman out there, because I know people already, which y'all probably thinking, a grown man, this, that, and I ain't trying to hear none of that. Because everybody know, if you don't know, men are just as much more sensitive as any woman. And they're a man, and their hormones work different. So one of the things is, a man needs to know their boundaries with little girls. I don't care if it's your daughter, your niece, a friend of the family. At a certain age, little girls shouldn't be hopping on your lap. Little girls shouldn't be rubbing on you. Little girls shouldn't be coming all close, all the extra eye contact. You know what I'm saying? The little girls shouldn't be getting in your bed, playing. And I say those things because those are tools. And I'm saying it the way I'm saying it because it's man. Now, I'm trying to be supportive, but I'm also trying to give you the tools you need to grow and not put yourself in these type of R. Kelly situations. Because one thing is for sure, at 12 or 13, and I might get backlash for this, but we'll handle that when it occurs, okay? But at 12 or 13, little girls know exactly what they're doing, and I'm not gonna say they all are ready for sexual experiences, because like a grown-up woman, it's the emotional attachment, and they don't really know. But some of them be in heat, okay? And some of them don't ask for this type of situation. And let me throw myself under the bus. I'm gonna use myself because I talk about this because I know. And even though I'm a male, at 12 or 13, when I was out there, you know, as innocent as I am, Virgo love, I knew exactly how to get any teacher I wanted to do what I wanted them to do at 12 or 13. I'm talking about men and women. And I'm not going to go into all my business, but let me tell you, I knew what I was doing. And that's from a grown adult at 33, now looking back at 12 or 13 and being honest and real enough and not trying to act like nobody's victim. I'm not saying you're not a victim. I'm saying I'm nobody's victim, okay? And I knew what I wanted and when I wanted it, okay? And so, if I was able to do that as a male, I'm sure 12 or 13-year-old little girls who's jumping in grown men's bed, rubbing on them, or all up in their face because they have maybe daddy issues, or is not getting the attention, a healthy attention they need, I know that they know what they're doing to a certain extent, okay? And if they don't, this is more reasons why we need videos like this to help teach both parties, okay, of all ages, boundaries. It's about boundaries, okay? So, I mean, you gotta know your triggers. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta know healthy boundaries. If you know that you get aroused early in the morning, that's not the best time for your kids, your nieces, nobody else's kids to be all in your personal space. Because let me tell you, kids pick up on that. And they learn how to get to parents. And that's why I did a video a while back. I said, you know, we need to really be aware. Parents, especially stop letting your little girls know what trigger you or how they get you to go their way. Because you're teaching them how to be manipulative at a young age. And now, not only are you teaching them manipulating skills, you don't know, depending on what that other parent gene line carries. So like something happened to the parent, the mother or the father, or both. You know what I'm saying? You don't know that spirit is already passed down in that bloodline. And that demon is just waiting to activate something. Waiting to create a situation where y'all alone. You know what I'm saying? And this weird stuff start occurring. It ain't you, and that's why I'm so big on not making a person feel judged. It's a demon and a spirit bigger than you. Just like the R. Kelly situation. R. Kelly always seemed like a victim and kept getting into it because it was the demons and spirits behind the person that kept attracting them to one another. And R. Kelly didn't have the right people in his corner to help give him this knowledge. Or he had people that was being a crutch for him. You know what I'm saying? Yes people. Or people that tried to keep people who could have showed him a little bit of the light away. And what that do? That secretly got him more and more comfortable into that cultish behavior. And then next thing we hear about it, he's living with all these different underage females and this, that, and the other. Because, why? Because he got too comfortable. So, one of the tools is, too, we have to get out of comfortability. Just like that tree I was talking about earlier today on the video, if you caught it earlier. I was talking about, yeah, a tree can stand tall, but if it's bearing no fruit, if it don't have leaves, it's dead. And so, some of us are staying in dead situations, and God needs us to reroot ourselves, be pulled up and reroot ourselves. You know what I'm saying? If you know that that's a problem or a trigger for you, and you're living with underage children, and you see that they keep on trying to provoke you, and you see you keep giving into a situation, it's time for you to separate yourself from that situation for a while. It might be hard, but you have to get uncomfortable for you to save not only yourself, but them. You know what I'm saying? You have to take control. because that demon will keep bringing you two together and keep creating these little situations where y'all home alone, and next thing you know, they missing buses on accident. It ain't their fault. It's a demon in spirit. That's why I don't play with little girls nor little boys, because little boys can carry this too. And I don't care who your mama or your daddy is. If you do something in front of me, like I didn't have to check a little girl before, right in front of her uncle, I said, girl, don't do that, not no more. I looked at her just like that, and she knew to stop doing it. Because see, I know that kids try to get their parents like in public or in front of somebody, and they play these little games. Start paying attention, because I don't want to go on a ramble, okay? But I hope you get what I'm trying to put down. If you're in this situation and you are the adult, you need to put yourself in a different situation for a time being. Everything will be okay, okay? And know your boundaries, okay? Know what your triggers is, okay? And also, you know, sometimes we gotta catch our thoughts, and we also have to catch different conversations when it's coming from other different ways. No matter if that's on the internet, TV, or phone, certain things that can trigger you. You know what I'm saying? If it's sex talk or whatever, you have to know what that is and stop it in its tracks, because that only helps those demons keep activating that demonic spirit.
Lastly,
okay? To know that you can't resist a demon. I know people probably have tried, and just like a man is cheating on his wife, you done tried to stop, and it's hard for you. That's because you're fighting a Jezebel spirit. It's bigger than you. It's a demon. That's why you don't have no control. You keep getting into lust, and then next thing you know, you think the lust is love. No, it's lust, and it's corrupted love. It's cultish. And it's time for you to get the tools and go to God in prayer and remove yourself from a situation until you're healthy enough to be in that situation. Okay? Yeah, that's a little bit of in the culture. I don't want to make this too long. And yeah, next time join me on a mother who is actually in love with her biological son, and she basically took advantage of him, knowing his weaknesses. And this is why you have to know boundaries with everybody, every close family member, because it's certain things mothers just need to respect. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so I'm gonna come back with some tools for those close situations. Some of those things you think you can avoid, but you can with the right tools and the right prayer techniques. And yeah, love him and then you. Deuces.